Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dua Shar.
I'm Derek Sibley.
It is October 19th, 2023. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. One more day till Friday.
One more day till Friday. And I assumed that there would have been rain over the weekend because that's kind of the forecast that we've been seeing consistently, but we're actually going to see some sunshine, hopefully. Yeah,
we will see some sunshine here this weekend. We are tracking some showers here across portions of the Chippewa Valley this morning. Mainly up towards Eau Claire is where we're seeing some of those lighter showers, even as far north into Chippewa County and to parts of Rusk County. And you can see as we widen out the view just a bit, those showers are tracking their way down towards the south here this morning. Let's get check on the visibility. This is also a concern here for some of us. Watching some patchy fog develop. Eau Claire, you're down to 3 miles. Winona, 7 miles, and same in Eau Claire. So it's improved the further south that you are. But again, some spots may run to some low visibility, as you can see there from CityCam 8 in La Crosse, looking a bit misty and foggy. Cloudy skies will linger with a slight chance of a shower or two through at least 11 o'clock this morning, followed by some scattered rain showers as we head into this afternoon with highs near 61 or so. Here to check on that dog walking conditions. Again, some of that rain could affect your afternoon and also the evening walk, so just bear that in mind for you and your furry friend this afternoon, also into this evening. More on weather coming up in a bit. We'll time out the rain chances and those details coming up in a few minutes.
Well, before we kick things off, we have a new member of the News 8 Now family to tell you about.
That's right. Starting today, Alexandria Carter will be joining the News 8 Now This Morning team. Alexandria is a seasoned journalist who's worked as a news anchor at TV stations across the country. So, Alexandria, welcome, and tell us what you're most looking forward to now in La Crosse.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Happy to meet you guys. Yeah. I'm just looking forward to being back in the news. I took a couple years off, right, kind of when the pandemic hit. Yeah. Then I ended up getting engaged. Planned a wedding, had a baby, so been away for a couple years, but I'm just so excited to be back and you know, get ingrained in the local community, tell stories that matter. Yeah, I'm just thrilled to be here, and from what we've seen of La Crosse so far, it is beautiful. So looking forward to getting to know it more.
Definitely lots of things to do in the area.
Yes, seems like it so far. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot to offer here too.
Yes, very excited to try
People
out
are amazing too. I haven't really run into any mean people.
Yeah, I have not met one person who doesn't love living here, doesn't have good things to say. So
it's kind of like the Midwest hospitality almost.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to become a journalist?
Well, my mom was actually a sports anchor and reporter growing up, so I grew up kind of going to work with her when I could. I loved riding in the live truck, sitting in the studio.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah, everything fun. So yeah, since then I was just kind of inspired to do it, and I have been fortunate enough to live out that dream.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, for all of our viewers out there, we hope that you'll give Alexandra a warm welcome and give her some tips and places to check out in the community.
Yes, please. We've tried a few restaurants. You know, we've been here 2 weeks, so we're trying every weekend to go to a new place. So yeah, send me your recommendations for sure.
Definitely.
All right. Well, welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. The Mayo Clinic Health System in Mondovi will be hosting a mammography screening today. According to the American Cancer Society, a mammogram uses a low dosage of X-rays to detect changes in breast tissue and may help find breast cancer early. Today's screenings will be held at the Mayo Clinic Health System's mobile mammograph unit from 9:30 this morning till 3:30 this afternoon. Mayo Clinic also says that anyone who's interested can make an appointment by calling the number you see right there on your screen. We have an update this morning on a large structure fire in Caledonia that happened this weekend. Damage assessments are currently underway at the Mikan Sports facility that collapsed in Saturday's fire. A spokesperson for Rawlings, the Mikan Sports parent company, says no employees were hurt in the fire. The company is currently working with the fire department and state fire marshal's office to assess the damage and determine their next steps. As of now, the cause of the fire remains unclear. 6 days after an unexpected outage rocked La Crosse-based retail giant Kwik Trip, the company says the majority of its systems are back online. While Kwik Trip has not said what led to the outage, large companies like Kwik Trip are often targets for hackers because of the high number of customers and customer data they draw. The company maintains no customer data was compromised during this outage, which is good news for consumers because cybersecurity experts say that data is exactly what hackers are looking for.
Social security number information, credit card numbers themselves, and just the personal information, location, demographics, all that stuff is black market, high value merchandise these days.
In a statement sent to News 8 Now, Quick Trip says while they are still experiencing an outage, the Quick Rewards program, their retail and customer-facing system were not impacted, and their payment card processing system remains secure and unaffected. They hope to have the problem resolved soon. Identifying and preventing elder abuse, that's the goal of La Crosse County Adult Protective Services. APS invited officials from local organizations to learn more about elder abuse. The event is part of a 4-year grant APS received. The grant is meant to help the county enhance current resources for elderly community members, as well as provide new ones. The La Crosse County APS supervisor says elder abuse isn't talked about enough.
Working in APS, I've come to somewhat of the conclusion that abuse in later life is somewhat of a forgotten social issue. But I can certainly say that it is present in our community.
Troublehorn says APS receives close to 400 referrals of elder abuse each year. If you believe an elder you know is being abused, you can call Adult Protective Services. We have that number on our website, news8000.com. School consolidation is an ongoing conversation for La Crosse's school district. Lincoln Middle School was closed back in January to help the district address a major deficit. Now, the group tasked with recommending future action to the school board is zeroing in on closing 2 elementary schools. The Facility Advisory Committee has been meeting monthly since April. At its latest meeting, the committee of roughly 20 community members voted to close Northwoods International and either Hinton or Spence. But one source who was at the meeting says only 15 members cast a vote. According to official committee documents, Hinton is only using 55% of its building capacity. That's the lowest in the district. Closing Northwoods and either of the Southside schools will likely push more kids into Emerson. And no matter the final combination, the committee's figures say the district will save about $2.6 million a year. The committee will have its final meeting next month to finalize a recommendation to bring in front of the school board. Discussions are underway at UW-La Crosse this week on how to begin phase 2 of the Prairie Springs Science Center. The first phase of this project was approved back in 2018 by Governor Scott Walker. Since then, the continuation of the Science Center has been rejected 3 times. Several prominent area business leaders, including Mayo Clinic, attended the discussion. Now, with a goal in mind, the push for approval can begin.
Still a long road ahead of lots of advocacy, talking with various legislatures, but certainly a very strong sense of community and support that we want to see this be successful.
Tom Still, president of the Wisconsin Technology Council, believes the biggest help would come from the people and facilities of La Crosse, talking to the lawmakers that have the pull to approve this decision. Happening today, the professional dairy producers will host a Calf Care Connection workshop at the Chippewa Valley Tech College Energy Education Center in Eau Claire. The event will feature 3 breakout sessions focused on calf growth and care. After the sessions, there'll be tours of Triple T Farms and Solhawk Dairy. The sessions will run from 9 this morning till 4:30 this afternoon. Still ahead on your morning news, streaming some of your favorite Netflix shows may get a little more expensive. We'll tell you how much more you could be spending after the break. And those receiving Social Security may soon be getting a small boost to their payments. We'll tell you by how much, coming up next. That and more coming up next this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. The most famous painting in the world just got a little more interesting. Researchers have discovered the presence of a rare mineral inside Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, Mona Lisa. Using advanced X-ray diffraction, French and British scientists have found plumbonocrite in the paint. That compound was used by later masters, including Rembrandt, to make paint dry faster. But it hadn't been documented in work from the Italian Renaissance, until now that is. This isn't the first secret to be found hiding within the world's most famous art piece. In 2004, researchers used reflective light technology to reveal a hidden portrait beneath the painting's surface. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Just tracking a little bit of some light showers up towards the north in the Chippewa Valley. Areas like Eau Claire and Highway 12 looking at some light showers here currently moving through. And also into eastern Chippewa County, you're looking at some light rain. This activity is weakening as it continues to move down towards the south. I'm also watching some patchy fog and mist out there this morning too. Black River Falls and Eau Claire both down to near 3 miles. Meanwhile, if you're further south into the La Crosse area, you are looking at visibilities improving anywhere between around 8 to 10 miles here, but some patchy fog possible in some isolated locations. So you want to give yourself some extra time this morning on your morning commute. Temperatures are into the 50s and 60s, 61 in Eau Claire, 55 to the north in Manduro. And as we head south into Viroqua, you'll be at 55, 60 today in New Albin and into Lansing. It'll be 61 in La Crescent and 59 today in Lafarge. As we head into Melrose, you're at 57. Trempealeau also at 57, even into Black River Falls there too. Blair and Arcadia around 56 degrees. Slight chance of showers still possible in the Chippewa Valley here today again. Highs around 58 if you're in Eau Claire. Your bus stop forecast this morning looking cloudy, temperatures at 49 degrees. On the way back home, we're going to be looking at some scattered showers possible with highs around 61. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast still to come, and we'll time out the details as far as our rain showers go today.
In your consumer news this morning, binging your favorite shows on Netflix is about to get more expensive again. The streaming service has announced plans to raise the price of its premium plan to $23 per month. Standard plans, meanwhile, will jump to $15.50. The move comes as Netflix membership is growing. The company recently reported a 9% growth in subscribers. It raised prices less than 2 years ago in January 2022. U.S. home building rates increased in September. According to the Commerce Department, last month saw a 7% overall increase in new housing construction. Single-family home building increased by 3.2%, while multifamily home building jumped by an astounding 17%. However, the home building rate is still below what economists predicted. Experts say high mortgage rates are likely to blame. Those rates, which are at their highest in 23 years, are likely scaring off potential buyers. While inflation may drive up consumer costs like streaming, it also drives up the value of what you own. That explains new numbers from the Federal Reserve, which show that American net worth actually increased during the pandemic. According to the central bank, median net worth rose 37% from 2019 to 2022. That's the biggest jump since the Fed began tracking the data in 1989. Analysts say the rise comes from asset growth or the increase in house and stock values. Americans who receive Social Security and Supplemental Security income benefits may soon get a small boost. Starting in 2024, recipients will start to see a new cost of living adjustment added onto their payments. Cole Higgins takes a look at how the new adjustments will affect those receiving Social Security.
Seniors who receive Social Security benefits are going to see a smaller bump in their checks in 2024. 3.2%, the Social Security Administration announced last week. That's smaller than the inflation-fueled increases seniors saw over the last 2 years.
3.2% is literally better than nothing. We would prefer that it was higher, of course.
In 2023, the cost of living adjustment was 8.7%, which was the largest in more than 40 years. Starting in January, retirees' monthly payments are expected to be an average of $1,907, an increase of $59. Shannon Benton, the executive director with the Senior Citizens League, an advocacy group, says the inflation gauge is based on price changes for urban wage earners and clerical workers rather than the spending habits of seniors.
In a recent survey by the Senior Citizens League, 80% of participants said that they think Congress should beef up inflation protection by providing a cost of living adjustment that more accurately reflects their spending habits.
Many elderly Americans are worried these benefits won't cover their basic living expenses.
We used to be able to say, well, you know, if you can't afford beef, we'll get chicken. If you can't afford chicken, you can get pork. But right now, everything is a lot higher than it was several years ago.
Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast.
All All right, thanks so much for that, Dua. Still watching some patchy fog out there this morning, so give yourself extra time on your morning commute in case you do run into some of these low visibilities. And you can see that's exactly what's happening now in La Crosse, looking at some mist and some fog that's developing. Eau Claire, you're down to 3-mile visibility. Black River Falls also at 3 miles. La Crosse, though, at the airport, you have improved to about 8 miles. It's just downtown. It is looking a little bit low out there. 48 degrees with some mostly cloudy skies, and wind speeds looking calm in La Crosse. If you're in Eau Claire, watch out for some wet streets here this morning. We did have some light rain that moved through overnight into earlier here just a couple of hours ago. 46 is your temperature with southwest winds light at 5 miles an hour. We got mainly clear radar sweeps, but you can see we are looking at some of those lighter showers mainly towards the north in the Chippewa Valley. That is where some of these light drizzles are currently existing, and you can see they are tracking their way down towards the south and east and weakening at the same time. Widening out the view, though, you can see this low pressure system is responsible for what's been happening here yesterday and also in this morning. Remember all the clouds and rain? Well, it's now positioned well to the east of us, and it continues to strengthen here a little bit over across the Great Lakes region. Now, we're still on the back side of the system currently, so we are still dealing with some effects with some cloud cover and some wraparound moisture, and that's why we're looking at some chances of seeing some scattered rain showers off and on here throughout the day, especially by the time we reach 4 o'clock. I think we'll see our best bet of seeing some showers. Temperatures at around 59 degrees later today. Now, because these showers are so light in nature, I'm really not expecting significant rainfall totals by any means. Very similar to yesterday, which is about less than 1/10 of an inch in many spots. And I think we only will see some localized higher totals, mainly positioned just to the east outside of the viewing area as those showers continue to move in that general direction towards the east. You see 9 o'clock, some of those showers are already starting to exit the area, but some more showers could develop and spread across the Coulee region as we head into this afternoon. So that's something we'll keep our eyes on before this all begins to weaken and clear as we head into this evening. Now, as we take you into early tomorrow morning, we start off mostly clear. Some patchy fog to the north is possible before that clears off as we head into the afternoon. And then watching our next system, that's going to clip us to the north, but the tail end could give us some showers as we head into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night before clearing into early Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, by 11 o'clock, some light showers possible, otherwise mainly cloudy skies through at least the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow, or Saturday, that is. Here's a check on your 8-day forecast. We're looking at highs into the 50s and 60s. With low temperatures mainly into the 40s. I think our next best chance of rain after today will come on Tuesday of next week, so we'll watch out for that, though. All right, stay with us. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. For now, we're sending you a break. We'll look what happened on this day in history for October 19th. We'll be right back. Well, good morning and welcome back. Welcome to the Sports Blitz. While the Wisconsin high school football teams gear up for level 1 of the playoffs this Friday, the Minnesota squads were wrapping up their regular season last night. And for Caledonia, the Warriors were looking to head into the playoffs with a perfect 8-0 record. Let's go to La Crescent. Lancers at home looking for their 3rd win of the year. Caledonia looking to cap off an undefeated regular season. And the Warriors go right to work in the first. Owen Denstead gets the rock. And check out these moves. Denstead weaves his way through traffic, 19 yards to the house. Caledonia strikes first. It's 7-0. Lancers looking to respond. They connect on the quick pass, but the Warriors knock it out. Lewis Doyle, the first one to scoop it up, and he's going to break tackle after tackle. Doyle refusing to go down, and he's going to cap it off with a trip to the end zone. A scoop and score for Doyle gives the Warriors a 14-point lead. Now, later in the half, La Crescent is looking to answer back. A nice pass and a great grab by Brady Grupa. First down, Lancers, but the Warriors relentless on defense. Look at the pressure. Caledonia comes up with the sack. Warriors keep it La Crescent off the board, and then it's Ethan Stendel going to work. He hooks up with Tristan Meyer, a 19-yard connection for the score. Touchdown, Caledonia. Warriors go up by 31, and they wrap up a perfect regular season, 44-14, the final last night in La Crescent. Spring Grove and Houston both looking for a win to help their chances of getting a home playoff game. The Lions and Hurricanes meeting at Houston. Third quarter, Spring Grove up by 14. Houston's Morgan Roeder looking to get some yards to cut into the deficit. But the Lions and Caden Gerard come up with a pick. Lions can't get any points. Next Houston drive, that is, Roeder with the ball again. This time, he keeps and slips into the end zone. Hurricanes now only trail by 8. Little more than 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Houston's Aiden Koulis getting the handoff and muscling his way into the end zone. Houston down 2, but the Hurricanes don't get the 2-point conversion though. Spring Grove wins 20-18. Rushford Peterson has won 3 straight. They can make it 4 in a row as they host Wabasha Kellogg. First quarter, the Falcons' Gastognero gets the handoff. He's met quickly at the line by Trojan senior Evan Kammerer. Ensuing possession for Rush Pete QB Samson Wilkmeyer with a toss down to the middle to Jackson Meldaw. Meldaw gets it down to the 1. Trojans would punch it in from there as they go up 6-0. Jump to the second quarter now. Trojans on the move again. Wilkmeyer connects with Mendel again. The sophomore making it happen again, cutting back to the middle and takes it off into the end zone. All Trojans in this one. RP wins 36-zip. First round of the playoffs in Minnesota starts on Tuesday. And the Badgers keep on rolling. The Wisconsin volleyball team with another sweep last night. 3-0 the final score over Ohio State. Badgers have now won 30 straight sets, and Wisconsin will face its toughest challenge of the season the next time the Badgers take the court Saturday in Lincoln. Number 1 Wisconsin is taking on number 2 Nebraska. It's a must-see on TV this weekend. Well, that'll do it for the Blitz. Rob will be back tonight with more. We'll see you then.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Tonight, President Biden will address the nation from the Oval Office just one day after traveling to Israel in a show of support for the Jewish state following the deadly October 7th Hamas attack. He's expected to discuss the U.S. response to the attack as well as Russia's war on Ukraine. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee has the latest from Tel Aviv.
President Joe Biden returned to Washington overnight after his war zone visit to Israel.
I come to Israel with a single message. You're not alone. You are not alone.
While there, the president said his priority is the release of nearly 200 hostages being held by Hamas, and he pushed to get humanitarian aid to Gaza.
If you have an opportunity to alleviate the pain, you should do it, period. And if you don't, you're going to lose credibility worldwide.
Israel's prime minister announced the country will no longer prevent aid from entering into Gaza through Egypt.
President Biden's visit here yesterday came as tensions mount over a deadly hospital explosion in Gaza for which both sides blamed each other.
The president and U.S. officials are backing Israel's explanation that the blast, which killed hundreds, was caused by a misfired rocket launched by Palestinian militants. But the incident sparked outrage, with fresh protests in the Middle East and around the world, including in the U.S. Hundreds gathered on Capitol Hill yesterday to demand a ceasefire, with police estimating as many as 300 arrests. Federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies are now warning that fighting between Israel and Hamas has led to increased threats against Jewish and Muslim communities. Israel's aerial bombardment of Gaza continues, with troops amassed and standing by for an anticipated ground invasion.
The number of people killed on both sides from the fighting is now closing in on 5,000, including 31 Americans. The White House says 13 Americans are missing in Israel, while the U.S. State Department is advising Americans trapped in Gaza to make their way to the region's border with Egypt. Well, Michigan Republican Representative Jack Bergman has announced he will be joining the U.S. House Speaker race. Bergman says he is, quote, prepared to step up into the Speaker of the House position, and that, quote, Jim Jordan's path is narrowing by the hour. The announcement comes after Ohio GOP Representative Jim Jordan lost his second vote for the gavel last night. The House is expected to have another vote for Speaker of the House today. The amount of UFO reports has increased over the past few months. According to the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, dozens of new reports have been received over the past months, and thousands more are expected to arise in the near future. The majority of the new reports have been debunked as balloons or drones, but some investigations. The news comes as the Pentagon is developing 2 new portals for new submissions from government employees and contractors, as well as the public. Hospital emergency rooms have seen an increase of injuries related to hoverboards and electric scooters. According to a new federal report, injuries such as fractures, cuts, burns, and contusions from micromobility devices have increased by more than 20% when compared to last year. The report also said that more than a third of the injuries received from these devices has involved kids 14 years and younger. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is also saying that the amount of injuries may be higher because their reporting is currently, quote, ongoing and incomplete. The American Cancer Society estimates that over 64,000 Americans will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer this year. Experts also say that early detection of pancreatic cancer is critical, but sometimes the disease isn't detected by a CT scan until it's too late. Mandy Gaither takes a look at how an experimental artificial intelligence technology may help detect tumors quicker and possibly help save lives.
It's expected to become the second leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. by 2030, and many times pancreatic cancer is a silent killer.
Patients typically present at a stage where the cancer has really won the battle, so to speak.
Dr. Ajit Goenka with Mayo Clinic says nearly 70% of patients with pancreatic cancer face death within the first year of diagnosis. That's why early detection is critical. But he says many times small pancreatic cancers aren't detected on CT scans until it's advanced to an incurable stage.
That effectively makes imaging as the final frontier in our quest for early cancer detection.
Goenka and other researchers used imaging data sets from past CT scans of those diagnosed with pancreatic cancer to create an artificial intelligence model that they hope will help aid in early detection of small tumors that are currently difficult to detect.
We are very happy with what we have achieved so far, but we are also mindful of the fact that we still have a lot of work remaining to be done.
The models are being tested, and Goenka says eventually they'd like to get to a point where they can present their technology for review by the FDA.
We are prepared to fight a long battle to be able to overcome early detection of pancreas cancer.
While the researchers are focused on early detection of pancreatic cancer, they also have a goal to improve outcomes for other diseases like diabetes as well with this AI model. Bipartisanship in the Wisconsin Assembly, a $546 million funding bill passes to keep the Milwaukee Brewers in Wisconsin long term. The bill has been debated for months after the Brewers asked for state funding to help American Family Field. The updated bill calls for more than $400 million of state funding, most of that covered by the income taxes on Brewers employees and visiting teams. The city and county of Milwaukee would chip in $135 million. Brewers ownership would pay $100 million of their own and extend their lease until 2050. Every western Wisconsin lawmaker voted for the bill. Minnesota is getting ready to put up millions to grow marijuana. Highway 35 Cannabis, a new company hoping to build a marijuana business on the property of a 138-acre closed lumber mill. The plan is to open a $67 million cultivation and manufacturing facility. The project could bring as many as 400 union jobs to the area. The state is betting big on it too, approving 2 different $10 million loans as long as the company gets licensed. But not everyone on the Iron Range Resources and Revitalization Board is a fan of the idea. One investor says the company will work hard to win over any skeptics.
Just following the rules, ensuring that you're meeting or exceeding those expectations is really what you need to do. We're prepared to do that.
The state's new Office of Cannabis Management is still being set up, and it could be 2025 before the industry gets rolling and products hit the shelves. The company hopes to grow a diverse range of cannabis strains that could be used in gummies, beverages, topicals, and more. Then they'll sell them to dispensaries. They don't plan to sell on site. Now here's Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
All right, thanks so much for that, Duo. We are watching some light showers here this morning. This is mainly north into the Chippewa Valley, but this is very, very light stuff, though. Just a little bit of some leftover drizzle that continues to move its way towards the south and east, as you can see on that radar leap going. We got temperatures that are currently into the 40s. Temperatures in Eau Claire at 46, and La Crosse are currently at 48. If you're in Sparta, you're currently sitting at 43. Black River Falls now with a temperature reading of 40 degrees. The forecast overall today, scattered showers, mostly cloudy and cooler with temperatures at 61. Northwest winds light at 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, partly cloudy and slightly cool with temperatures at 46. And those light northwest winds will continue at around 5 to 10 as well. So for your mowing forecast, I think this morning will be the best bet, as you won't run into significant rain, but you could run into some light showers though as we head into the noon hour, and also around 5 o'clock today with those afternoon temperature readings well into the mid to upper 50s. I'll have a final check on your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes, and we'll time out the rain details ahead. Also coming up in our Buzz Report, an 80s classic is about time travel into theaters. We'll take a look at Back to the Future and tell you how to get tickets. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Couple things I'm keeping an eye on. The first one is the fog. You may run to some patchy areas of some of that dense fog. I know in La Crosse it was a little bit on the foggy side. We're seeing some evidence now of beginning to improve, but if you're in areas like Vauxfield, you're still looking low with your visibility at around 4 miles. Same can be said in Neillsville. Check out for Oakwood now, reporting 0 mile visibility. Eau Claire, you're still looking low with your visibility levels at around 3 miles thanks to some of that fog that's developing to the north. 48 degrees, the temperature now in La Crosse. Wind speeds are looking calm. The river stage is falling as well. Meanwhile, in Eau Claire, 46 degrees with some cloudier skies here. Southwest winds at 5. Watch out for some wet streets here this morning on your morning commute. You'll definitely need to keep that in mind. Give yourself some extra time along with some of that patchy fog out there as well. I am watching a few light sprinkles up towards the north in the Chippewa Valley, but other than that, conditions are looking quiet everywhere else. Those sprinkles and showers, by the way, moving their way down towards the south, and they should clear us here within the next 30 minutes or so. Satellite and radar showing that we have this still strong low pressure system across the northern Great Lakes region. That was the same system that did bring us the cloudy skies with the rain showers here yesterday, which is now well positioned to the east and still moving away from us. But you can see we're on the back side. We're looking at some wrap-around moisture effects here, giving us some cloud cover and looking at some little bit of some light rain this morning. Now, speaking of rain, I think it's in the forecast here once again as we head into mainly this afternoon between 12 and 4 o'clock, especially with temperatures well into the upper 50s to low 60s. Now with the rain, I'm not really expecting a whole lot of significant rainfall totals, probably around 1/10 of an inch, if not less than that. So very similar to what happened yesterday with some of that rain that moved through. Sky Tracker showing some of those showers are moving their way towards the south and east. We could look at some more showers developing and spreading their way across the area as we head into the 3 o'clock hour or so here. And then by 9 o'clock, I do expect that the majority of those rain showers will clear us, and we're just left over with some partly cloudy conditions as we head into tonight and through early tomorrow. But as we take you into around the 12 o'clock hour, we're looking at mainly sunny skies here across the area as high pressure builds in. But I am watching this next low pressure system that's going to clip us here, it looks like, heading into tomorrow night. That could give us our next chance of seeing some scattered showers across the Coulee region before that clears out into early Saturday. Now, speaking of Saturday, looking at some cloudy skies that could arrive here as we head into the 11 o'clock hour. Slight chance of a shower possible as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies lingering as we head into the 6 o'clock hour on Saturday. Here's a check on that 8-day forecast. A mix of clouds and sun over the next few days through at least Monday. Highs in the 50s and 60s. I'm watching for another chance of showers come Tuesday of next week, with those highs again 50s and 60s and lows mainly into the 40s.
In our morning Buzz Report, if you're looking for spookiness all year round, go to Vegas, where Halloween can be found. That's the idea behind a new experience from Universal Park Studios and Resorts. The NBC subsidiary is launching a permanent entertainment experience called Universal Horror Unleashed. Located off the Vegas Strip, it will have classic characters like Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, and others. There will also be horror-themed restaurants and bars.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Speaking of Universal classics, get ready to go back to Back to the Future. The 1985 time travel film returns to theaters on Saturday, October 21st and Wednesday, the 25th. Back to the Future is the story of a teenager who travels back in time with a souped-up DeLorean automobile. It quickly became an 80s pop culture sensation. For tickets, head to fathomevents.com.
All of us are racers. It's our deadly passion. Our terrible joy.
From a sports car that time travels to a sports car that's timeless, Adam Driver stars in the upcoming thriller Ferrari. The film tells the true story of Enzo Ferrari, the founder of the world-famous car manufacturer. Ferrari also stars Penelope Cruz and Shailene Woodley. It zooms into theaters on Christmas Day.
You rode out of need.
Come on, boys.
The need to stay in school. The need to eat, to sleep.
We gotta keep these, right? As long as we stay on the team.
Washington Huskies coach is bringing an inexperienced boat to competition.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
The Boys in the Boat is another historical sports drama with the need for speed. It's the true story, underdog story of the college rowing crew who overcame adversary to compete in the 1936 Olympics. Directed by George Clooney, The Boys in the Boat stars Callum Turner and Joel Egerton. It lands in theaters on December 25th.
A lot of movies out there. A couple of movies that I like. I know we mentioned Ferrari in the first hour.
Yeah.
Adam Driver, I like him. But yes, Dua, I have seen Back to the Future.
You have?
I have. I've seen. Yes.
Have you?
No.
Me neither.
Oh,
so there,
I
he's
got you. I got you.
He's got us.
You've
both
never
beat.
seen it? What do you live under a rock?
I'm not from the 80s. Sorry.
You don't have to be. It's out. You can watch it. You can stream it.
Okay, Derek.
Okay, Dua.
I guess we'll try. I mean, I know like how popular it is, and I know all of like
some of the references,
and like
just
the character
never
names.
Felt compelled to sit down.
Exactly.
And you've got us beat.
3 parts.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe one day we'll get there.
Have you seen all 3?
I think I've seen one of them. I don't know if I've seen the whole series, but
okay. Yeah.
Doing better than us there then.
Yeah, maybe this one time, Derek.
One day,
yeah,
maybe,
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, oldie classic type of movie, but it's.
I was going to bring this up last hour, and this is what I meant when Derek didn't know movies. He didn't know Zac Efron was in High School Musical.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You've never seen High School Musical?
I think I've seen. I might have seen it, but yeah.
He was like, I love Zac Efron.
But I know
was like,
who he
name
is.
one Zac Efron movie.
I know
and
who Zac Efron is. Okay, yeah. So she likes to embarrass me, as you can see.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm learning that.
Well, before we head to break, it's time for us to take a look at today's Look Who's 8.
Everett is turning 8 weeks old today. He loves to hear his mom sing to him and hugs from his big sister.
Nevada is turning 8 years old today. She loves cats and also loves to dance.
Well, if you know a special someone that's turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on the website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. In your morning news now, the search for what caused a large structure fire in Caledonia on Saturday continues this morning. Damage assessments are currently underway at the Mikan Sports facility that collapsed in the fire. A spokesperson for Rawlings, the Mikan Sports parent company, says no employees were hurt in the fire. The company is currently working with the fire department and state fire marshal's office to assess the damage and determine their next steps. 6 days after an unexpected outage rocked lacrosse-based retail giant Kwik Trip, the company says the majority of its systems are back online. While Kwik Trip has not said what led to the outage, large companies like Kwik Trip are favorites for hackers because of the high number of customers they draw. Now, the company maintains no customer data was compromised during the outage, which is good news for consumers because cybersecurity experts say that data is exactly what hackers are looking for.
Social security number information, credit card numbers themselves, and just the personal information, location, demographics, all that stuff is black market, high value merchandise these days.
In a statement sent to News 8 Now, Kwik Trip says while they are still experiencing an outage to their Quick Rewards program, their retail and customer-facing systems were not impacted and their payment card processing system remains secure and unaffected. They hope to have the problem resolved soon. The plan on how to begin Phase 2 of the Prairie Springs Science Center at UW-La Crosse was discussed this week. The first phase of this project was approved back in 2018 by Governor Scott Walker. Since then, the continuation of the Science Center has been rejected 3 times. The luncheon was attended by several prominent area businesses and facilities, including Mayo Clinic. Now, with a goal in mind, the push for approval can begin again.
Still a long road ahead of lots of advocacy, talking with various legislatures, but certainly a very strong sense of community and support that we want to see this be successful.
Tom Still, president of the Wisconsin Technology Council, believes the biggest help would come from the people and facilities of La Crosse, talking to the lawmakers that have the pull to approve this decision about the Science Center project. The Mayo Clinic Health System in Mondovi will be hosting a mammography screening today. According to the American Cancer Society, a mammogram uses a low dosage of X-rays to detect changes in breast tissue and may help find breast cancer early. Screenings will be held at their mobile mammography unit from 9:30 this morning till 3:30 this afternoon. Mayo Clinic also says that anyone who is interested can make an appointment by calling the number on your screen. The professional dairy producers will be hosting a Calf Care Connection workshop at the Chippewa Valley Tech College Energy Education Center in Eau Claire today. The event will feature 3 breakout sessions focused on calf growth and care. After the sessions, there will be tours of Triple T Farms and Soul Hawk Dairy. The sessions will run from 9 this morning till 4:30 this afternoon.
And as you head out the door this morning, temperatures are into the upper 40s under a cloudy sky. Slight chance of a shower possible. Also bear in mind, too, that we do have some patchy fog out there as well. So just be aware of that here on your morning commute. Looking at some more scattered showers, though, as a possibility as we head into this afternoon. High temperatures nearing the low 60s today. Heading into your 8-day forecast, we're looking at highs into the mid-60s for tomorrow, so slightly milder. The slight chance of a shower, otherwise partly cloudy conditions as we head into this weekend as well into early next week on Monday. Our next best chance of rain probably coming around Tuesday. Highs 50s and 60s, and our lows mainly in the 40s.
All right, looking pretty nice out there. It was foggy driving in this morning.
It was. I noticed as soon as I approached downtown, that's when that visibility just dropped like a rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so be careful out there this morning.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely drive slow, low beam lights on.
Definitely.
Well, Alexandra, how do you feel? First show under the belt.
Hey, yeah, great. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. Welcome aboard again.
Yes, thank
Any
you
fun
so
facts that viewers should know before we close?
Well, we were talking about cats.
Yeah.
This seems like a very cat-friendly workplace,
Yes.
and I am a cat mom, as well as a real mom. I have a son who's turning 1 tomorrow. So
That's so
Happy
adorable.
birthday.
Fun facts. Yeah, thank you.
We'll have to shout out. We'll have to add a not 8.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't
it's a
tomorrow.
special occasion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, thank you, and we will
Of
see you guys
course.
back here tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yes. We'll see you back here later today at noon. Have a wonderful Thursday.